My name is Chris Carney. I'm a resident of Alachua County. A promotion for this slaughterhouse spoke of environmental benefits. There is no environmental benefit from any slaughterhouse. All of them generate biological and chemical waste that will incur high pollution and financial costs. This is a surprising departure from Alachua County's direction of conservation.
Slaughterhouses cause harm and pollution to the communities they are constructed in.
These facilities are breeding grounds for infectious diseases such as E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter, just to name a few, and all of these can spread to workers and nearby residents.
These contaminations are just one of the many causes for creating a breeding ground for zoonotic diseases that are passed from animal to human. E. coli, Salmonella, anthrax, and MRSA, just to name a few of many. And new diseases that are being formed in these facilities that could cause our next pandemic.
A slaughterhouse is a significant source of environmental pollution. The facility would generate a large amount of wastewater, solid waste, air pollution, blood, bones, internal organs, fat, and other animal tissue that are not used for human consumption. This would have severe consequences for the nearby water sources, air quality, and soil health, which could potentially harm the balance of the environmental park and surrounding neighborhoods.
Do you know what part of the 96 acres the 15 acres would be on? Because West 1 is just directly to the north, and that's a pretty dense neighborhood.
But I do also want to make sure that the value of my property doesn't drop because we don't do this in a, thoughtful way.
But my concern is I just want to protect my quality of life that I've worked so hard to have here. So that's my only concern, is the buffer where we're at.
We need water for survival, and slaughterhouse is extremely detrimental to one of our precious resources.
All the scraps from the machines, they get washed into the drains, which get put into the water system and the sewage system that is going to be attached to everyone's homes in the whole area.
Why would we want the blood and excrement seeping into our backyards, our waterways, and yes, the air we breathe? This will be an environmental hazard, and right in our own communities. No pun intended, folks, but we cannot have our heads in the sand. Eventually, there will be nowhere else for this waste to go.
The construction of this facility may have serious environmental implications. The meat industry is already responsible for a significant amount of greenhouse gas emissions, and the construction of a new facility will only add to this problem. The potential pollution of our air and water must be taken into account before this project goes any further.
How many times have we heard in the movies when somebody's about to get killed, oh, you don't have to do this. You don't. This is a college community. UF is supposedly a top 5 public education place. Why aren't these UF professors and scientists looking for sustainable, environmentally friendly programs for the future?
Even though this is an indoor facility, you can still smell it. There's exhaust systems to release this. I've had friends who have had to move, who've been within miles from these facilities, and they've had to move because of the smell. I worry about my land value, and I worry about having to hear the...
Thank you.
I'm Beth Fields. I live in Country Way, so I live pretty close to where the water treatment plant is. But I would like the board to keep into consideration that the elementary school is right there. And I don't think you want some really heavy smells or, things that the children have to be exposed to that they shouldn't have to be.
Right next to a wastewater facility, so we figure the smells will kind of commingle at that point.
We hear so much about fossil fuels, but the truth is that if we could stop them right this very second, we would still exceed our 565 gigaton limit of carbon dioxide by 2030 on animal agriculture alone. Building a new slaughterhouse goes against the urgent need to address the climate crisis and to protect the environment.
What we're learning as a commission here is that a few years down the road, nothing is going to grow in Florida because the heat is going to be so intense. The rain is going to be so intense, that farming that as we know it now, is not going to happen.
Plant-based diets are cleaner, healthier, cheaper, and far more environmentally friendly. Please do not construct a local slaughterhouse and train local workers to depend on all the violence, pollution, and degradation that come with every slaughterhouse everywhere.
The World Health Organization just said last week, we are almost at the point of no return. Where will we draw the line? It's as simple as that. feed people today, and our children and grandchildren are going to suffocate in who knows what kind of an atmosphere. It can't be done. If the commissions and the governmental bodies here in Alachua County, home of the University of Florida, cannot draw the line on something like this, then we're all finished. Thank you.